Well, joining us now is Walt Hill, who is the director of the High Plains Mental Health Center in Hays. And with the situation going on in agriculture and really in many rural parts of the country, there's some concern of making sure that we're always worried about our physical health, but also our mental health. So, Walt, I appreciate you joining us. So let's talk about this. This is something that is important. A lot of times, the last thing we worry about is our mental health.
That's exactly right. We worry about our physical health. We worry about the budget. We worry about the family, and we're often the last to take care of ourselves.
And why do you think that is?
You know, I think partly where we're at in the country, we're pretty self-sufficient. We pride ourselves on that, and that's a great part of our heritage. And we take care of ourselves, and we take care of our family. But there comes a time when you just can't do it all yourself, and you need to have some help sometimes, and most important, hold on to some hope.
And we're going to talk about that as we go throughout this process. But I guess let's kind of set the scene of where we are. Last fall, the moisture came. We're always glad for moisture.
Right.
But that delayed harvest, and that maybe created that situation of anxiousness.
Right.
And then the snows came, and then calving season came, and we had a lot of bitter temperatures. Mm-hmm. And there's other outside influences that we have no measure. And so here we are with many folks say, I don't know what to do now.
You know what, we're no experts in agribusiness, or our expertise is in mental health, but with the prices of commodities staying low, production prices up, with all these other factors, with the weather and outside influences, people don't have control of all of these factors, and it tends to make them anxious. They worry. Sometimes there aren't solutions. They often feel very responsible because they are responsible folks. Producers are very responsible, and they are just as vulnerable as any of the rest of us to pressure and stress of these kind of outside forces, and there are other pressures on them. Often they're part of a multi-generational farm operation, and it's so important to them to hang on to that land that their great-grandfather may have homesteaded, and they don't want to lose it. And but with so many things out of their control, it sometimes begins to wear on them. And unfortunately, sometimes they develop some depression, some anxiety. They may turn to substances to take away some of the pain, to deal with the sadness or the anxiety that they're feeling. And that's part of being human, is that we're not supermen or not super farmer women. Don't want to leave out the farm wives.
Right.
But what we're seeing of concern is that agriculture and forestry and fishing nationwide have some of the highest rates of suicide. I hate to bring up the issue of suicide, but it is a reality. And the suicide rates in some of our areas of western Kansas, of this part of the country, are going up at an alarming rate. And unfortunately, it's middle-aged men that are sometimes the most likely to actually successfully die by suicide.
Well, Walt, let's continue that conversation. We're talking with Walt Hill, who is the director of the High Plains Mental Health Center located in Hays. We're going to take a break, come back, and do some myth busting. Stay with us.